The Norse Gods deck just got a million times better, and you're about to see why. What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Wargames, and I'm bringing to you guys a future deck profile update to Nordic Gods, because this morning, as of recording this video, I woke up to a lovely update on YG organization about 4 new cards to support the Nordic archetype, and they are just fantastic. It does not make this deck tier 1, no, unfortunately. But it has now given the deck pure inbuilt ways of 2 card combos to get Nordic Gods onto the board and just increase the consistency tenfold in the purest way, and I love it so much. So this is going to be obviously a deck update, but also a review on the brand new Nordic cards, so you get a 2-for-1, which is absolutely fun to everyone. So before I get to this, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this Nordic God deck. So starting off with obviously a big shout out to Alan Mac 95 on DeviantArt for the amazing proxies. As always, big shout outs to him. So we have, starting off with the first of the new cards, which is Evaldi of the Nordic Smiths. Absolutely fantastic, because this guy does not suffer traits, inconsistencies and designs that a lot of cards similar to him do. So he's a level 4 Earth Warrior with 1500 attack and 700 defense. If you control a Nordic or Asian monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Do I not see the text not including Evaldi of the Nordic Smiths? Fantastic, because this means if you open up 2 of these, it is not a brick, which is just brilliant, because you normal one, special the other. So if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Nordic Relic card from deck to hand. You can use each effect of Evaldi of the Nordic Smiths once per turn. Fantastic card. Literally, if they just got this and the new spell, the deck is that's all they needed. But then they got 2 more cards, which is just fantastic, and I love this so much. So Evaldi, mandatory 3 of, you have to play 3 of this. It just adds so much. This is literally him, and any Nordic monster in your deck is 2 card combo for a god, which is just doesn't sound amazing, but for what Nordic used to be, it's fantastic. So next we have the other brand new monster, which is called Gullinbursti of the Nordic Beasts. I'm probably butchering a lot of the names, but I'm doing my best. So he's a light beast level 3 tuner with 300 attack and 100 defense. For a synchro summon, you can substitute this card as any Nordic tuner. You can only use each of the following effects of Gullibursti of the Nordic Beasts once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 Nordic monster from your hand. You can target 1 Nordic monster in your graveyard, except himself, and add it to your hand, which is just perfect. Which means this, it just gets you a lot of your plays going. He can substitute as anything, so we have another copy of basically Vandus in the deck, which is great. Him being a Nordic beast means, 4 now has resurrection fodder, which is just fantastic. Now we just need a new Nordic Alpha tuner that does stuff which shouldn't just be good. But yeah, this guy just does so much. What I like about these cards is that they do not lock you into Nordic synchro monsters, which means you can still go into other synchros if you feel like you just do not need a god on board at the time, like, or if you already got a god on board in circulation, you can go into something else to get that god protection and stuff like that. So it really does open up the doors to what you can make in the deck. But like this guy, you could probably argue to drop him down to 2, but I'm just trying him out at 3 because this guy plus Foolish Burial is just perfect, because you can go this, play like you can go Foolish, dump, ditch this, play this, get this back to hand, special, search, and like it's still a 2-card combo, so it's still really good. So he does work well with burial cards. Yes, I do love this guy. Moving on to the old stuff, we still got to play 3 Alvis. This card's just fantastic, phenomenal. We play 1 Tangisnir, 1 Tangosnir and 2 Tangisnir. I still like this ratio. You still want a varied levels in the deck to just make sure you can get to your level 10 very, very nicely. And so I do like the beast package. I mean, like, this still tutors any of your beasts, including the brand new one, which is very, very nice. You can arguably go into like level 9 synchros now, which is pretty funny. If you wanted to try and like put some of those in your extra deck, but yeah, I still like this, and this still technically can give you 2 tokens, which is still good. But the other tree you gotta have is triple Vandus. Like, Vandus is still probably one of the best tuners in the deck, because she can adjust her level, become substitute for any tuner, so on and so forth. So Vandus just does so much for you. And to round up the monsters, I do play 3 level 2 targets, 1 Valkyrie, 1 Mara, and 1 Mimir. These 2 just being tuners as well, which means you can revive your gods. This is the only alpha tuner we play in the deck, which means technically, or in archetype, you're only going to revive Loki via his own effect once, which is funny, but you know, you rarely go into Loki. It's mostly just for an Odin. But you still play this because it doesn't lock you into any particular synchro you make. You just have to use Nordics in your hand, but this can go into any of your other level 10s, which is pretty good. And Mimir is technical recursion, also just being level 2. That's it for monsters. You can play hand traps if you want, but you know, I'm trying to keep this just fairly pure on budget. So moving on to the spells. 2 desires, because our main important cards we're playing 3 of, so we don't really matter what we banish. The only thing we do cry about when we banish is when we banish all of our level 2s. So hopefully you want to have at least 1 in your deck, so you can, if you need be, adjust Vandus's level, which then means you can just bump up one of the level 2s in the deck if you wanted to. If I were to bump up anything, I'd bump up Mara to 2, but that would be my choice. Next, moving on to the best of the brand new, probably like one of the best of the brand new stuff is Nordic Relic. Hildosk, I can't pronounce this one. This one's awful. Like Hildskalf, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, it's a normal spell. Special summon 1 Nordic monster from your deck. Nice and easy. Just 3 special summon. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck while the summoned monster is face up on the field, except Asian monsters. So it only locks you while it's on board, which is also fantastic. Blah 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 blah. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Nordic monster from deck to hand, then shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck. You can use 1 Nordic Relic effect per turn and once per turn. But this is part of your 2-card combo for God, which is just fantastic. I love this card. So you can arguably play Foolish Burial Goods in this deck if you really wanted to. That's something I might try out. I might reduce some of the traps in this deck to do so, but like, this is just fantastic. I love this card so much. Like, it's just so good. 1 Voter to get into our warriors, and 1 Foolish Burial again to combo with the beast. 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. This is my budget option for just general effect negation and just to try and help break boards. And 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, just generic backward removal. You can change these for whatever you want. This is the stuff I wanted to play in the deck, just to give the deck some forms of removal. 1 Monster Reborn for recovery, and 1 Cool Migrate to stop those hand traps. Moving on to the traps, we're playing 2 copies of Glyphnia for the Fetus of Fenrir. I still play at least 2 of this in the deck. You could arguably, I could even see myself dropping this down to 1, but I don't want to play 0 because it's still technically Rota. It's still technically searching consistency in this deck. It is in the form of a trap card, which does suck, but it's still technical consistency boost. The thing I'm trying 3 of as well. As you can see, I'm just playing 3 of all the brand new stuff because they're just all so good. This is Nordic Relic Savalin. Just a continuous trap card. If you control an Azir monster, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn, even if this card leaves the field. You contribute 1 Nordic monster, then target 1 Azir in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use 1 Nordic Relic Civilian effect per turn, and only once that turn. It is revival, it is negation, it is searchable, which is brilliant. Like, it's so good. Like, I could see myself dropping it down to 2 because again it is technically searchable with our warrior, but I would arguably want to search the spell of the warrior, which means I want to play this to see it as soon as possible. It is technically a Nordic version of Sun Avalon Blooming. Unfortunately, it isn't a complete one-sided skill drain, but the fact that it negates also spells and traps as well, which means if there's annoying floodgates on board, preventing you from extending your plays, you can just blanket negate, as long as you have an Azir on board. The last 3 cards in the deck, I'm playing 3 more Nordic Relics. Is Nordic Relic Leviathan, Nordic Relic Gungnir, and Nordic Relic Mungard. I like these because they are now searchable. Like, I was playing these before anyway. I was playing this at 2, but now that they're all searchable, you can play them as one of text in the deck, which is still very nice. They're all forms of removal and disruption and power boosting. This destroys an opponent's monster if your Azir is destroyed, and the fact that your opponent can't respond to it makes it really nice. This, you just remove a Azir on the board or a Nordic, and it just pops a guard, which is great. And this doubles your monster's attack, which is just very, very nice. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck is just very fun. Like, it takes a lot of spice. Like, it's a lot of spicy text basically. I'm playing my extra deck just to keep it in themed. So customize this however you want. But I'm playing 2 of the Nordic gods. So 2 Odin, 2 Thor, and 2 Loki. You would probably arguably drop Loki down to 1. Yes, I'm playing them all the extra deck in my Valkyrie sleeves because they are still technically Norse mythology. So Norse mythology sleeves for Norse mythology deck. But yeah, I'm playing 2 of each just because I really want to. That's pretty much my argument there. 1 Leo and 1 Beelzebub, the Diabolic Dragons. Just other generic level 10s that you can make in this deck. You make these basically off your Mara, which is very, very nice. For a level 7 target, which you can technically make level 7s now in this deck, which is very, very nice, is 1 FA Dawn Dragster just for negation. And for other, I swear the anime mentioned that these are Norse mythology by the summoning chants, but just because they fit with the theme, I'm playing the 1 Lightning Tricorn, 1 Voltic Bicorn, and 1 Thunder Unicorn, just because, again, I swear to God, these were at least one of them was part of Norse mythology in the summoning chant. And since they're all trio, I put them all in. But I love the ultis I got of these. Got them very nice and cheap. And then the only link I'm playing in the deck is Gulfenir, Gulfeg of the Nordic Ascendant. Because she still is technical protection and is technical consistency. Gets you into any Nordic you want by just banishing cards on the field in hand. So if you brick that badly, this can still get you into one of your cards. I don't know if she negates the effects. She does not. So if you summon this off her, you can then just go in, get a search, which is just very, very nice. But yes, guys, that's the deck profile and review of the brand new Nordic support. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of the brand new support and how you are planning to build your Nordic deck. I love the support so much. I can't wait to get into further testing of this and just see the other options that you can put in this deck. And heck, even if they get another card, which would be fantastic. Maybe another synchro, like just a lower leveled synchro. That would be very, very nice. But yeah, that's what I would hope the best. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.